Our 130-acre parcel, featuring 368 lots, is completely surrounded by fantastic mountain views. This inspired the name Terra Valley and Desert Color, an active adult community. My name is Alex Beam. I'm the Regional Operations Director.
I'm Eric Fantry. I'm the Land Development Specialist.
I'm Danielle Zamudka. I'm the Director of Product Design.
Evan Harless, I'm Project Manager.
Kyle Ricardo, Sales and Marketing Director.
Andrea Cole, Chief Financial Analyst.
A few things to highlight out of our project is that we have 5-year total project duration, which meets the requirements set out by the master developer, Desert Color. We generate $148.4 million in sales revenue, while costing $127.7 million in our acquisition and construction costs. This leads to a $21 million profit, or nearly 21% internal rate of return. Our competitive market area was developed around the city center of St. George with both 11-minute and 25-minute drive times. As you can see, Terra Valley is within the 11-minute drive times. We analyzed 10 competitor communities in the area, all of which are similar to Terra Valley's main demographic. Sun River being the largest of these competitors. It is important to note that Sun River is in the final stages of their development and will be selling the remaining lots by the end of this year, giving us a competitive advantage in the area that will be the only competitor of our size. We analyzed over 100 model homes in this regression equation shown here on the board, with total cost on the y-axis and square footage on the x-axis. Terra Valley's homes are indicated by the pink boxes, and as you can see, we're in the center of the price point in the area. Our new competitor analysis also revealed that many of the homes' exteriors and elevations are very homogeneous throughout the developments, but the interiors are very luxurious. Our economic analysis of the area showed a 2.6-month absorption rate, which indicates a very high demand market in the area. This is reinforced by a 3% appreciation over this last year and a 4% appreciation anticipated into next year. We feel that this is largely in part due to the 4.2% lower cost of living in St. George than in Washington County as a whole. The average income per capita of our census tract is $65,265, while the average income per capita of St. George is only $54,000. Our research indicates that our target demographic stems from the West Coast as well as northern Utah and other cold climates in the area. The target market drivers of these 55-plus active adults are a lower cost of living than the surrounding cities, spectacular mountain views in the area, walkable and bikeable trails in and around St. George, close local attractions and parks, and the Dixie Regional Medical Center, which has recently added a 1 million square foot oncology expansion. Our land offer price was based on a similar regression equation as done for homes. As you can see, there are very few large parcels of this size in the area, while there are many small parcels, making our 130-acre piece of land extremely valuable. Our regression equation gave us a value of $14 million for the property, or $110,000 an acre. Based on a few things that we did with our due diligence, we noticed that there's 25 acres of clay on the site, which is 19% of 130 acres. We chose not to develop on that, and we then decided that 20% would be too much to ask for back. So we met in the middle at a 10% value reduction in the property offer price, which would either give us a $12.8 million for the 130 acres or $99,000 an acre. I'm going to hand it off to Eric for land development.
Thank you, Alex. Our site design was primarily focused on keeping the desert landscape as natural as possible. In order to do this, we used the natural contour of the topography of the site, as well as the rolling hills, to better plan our road network. As Alex previously mentioned, there's a large blue clay deposit within our site, which we chose not to develop on for both financial and design considerations, and instead use it as a large open area. There's also a floodplain area within the southwest corner of our site, which we have contingencies in place for. Our site plan consists of 368 lots, 266 of those lots being standard at 9,900 square feet, with 102 premium lots ranging from 9,900 square feet to 12,000 square feet. An important distinction here is that all of our home models will fit on any lot that you choose, regardless of the size of the lot. Our site plan contains multiple entrances, as you can see here, our large open area that covers 30-plus acres of the entire site, bike and cart paths that weave in and out of the large open area, as well as throughout the entire residencies, a state-of-the-art community center, and RV parking, both of which we have found are extremely important to communities of this size in this region. For the site premiums, of the 102 lot premiums that we have, some of them are based on both location and size, and others just strictly on location, depending on where you are within the entire site. As previously stated, we have 20 lots within a floodplain. These are all standard lot sizes. However, we plan to offer those homeowners an equal dollar amount to the necessary flood insurance required by Utah state law when a house is in a floodplain for a typical 30-year mortgage. Our community center has a large amount of both indoor and outdoor amenities, my favorite of which is the dog park. And for site sustainability, we were able to achieve a 4-star NGBS rating throughout the entire site by the use of pervious pavers and naturally contouring roadways, all in an attempt to minimize our soil disruption throughout the entire site. All this was achieved at a minimal cost to the overall project. With that, I'll hand it off to Danielle for product design.
Thank you, Eric. Here at Terra Valley, we offer our home buyers a choice between 6 unique home models. The exterior of all of our homes can be customized between one of our 3 different facade options. Having 3 different facade options for our home provides a variety of homes in our community and also differentiates us from the homogenization of the surrounding active adult communities. The interiors of the homes can be customized through our many interior finish packages as well as upgrades that we have available. Here's a look at one of our floor plans. All of our floor plans utilize a concept of massing to create interest on the exterior, as well as we use massing to ensure we meet a 25-foot minimum required setback for our front-loading garages, as well as encompassing a space in our backyard for pools if a buyer desires. All of our home models utilize universal design features such as zero barrier entries and ADA features available, as well as open living spaces to provide an ease of movement throughout all spaces in our home for our active adult buyers. Here's a look at our first model, the Ivy. It's the first of our 2 most efficient homes, which we've provided for those buyers who may be empty nesters seeking for a low-maintenance home. The Ivy is shown here in our Desert Craftsman style. It's a 1,552 square foot home with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a 2-car garage, and a starting sale price of $302,000. That's including the price of the lot as well. Our next home is the Sage, shown here in our Desert Modern style. The Sage is a 1,756 square foot home with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a 2-car garage, and a starting sale price of $326,000. Our next home is the Verbena, the first of our 2 mid-size homes. We've provided these homes on the market for the buyers who may be seeking for a larger home for entertaining guests and hosting them long-term. The Verbena is shown here in our Desert Spanish style. It's a 2,216 square foot home with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, a 2-car garage, and a starting sale price of $381,000. The next of our mid-size homes is the Crimson, shown here again in our Desert Craftsman style. It's a nearly 2,600 square foot home with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a 2-car garage, and a starting sale price of $430,000. The next home is a Hawthorne. This is the first of our 2 largest homes which we've provided on the market for those buyers who may be seeking a larger home in the semi-custom home market. The Hawthorne is shown here and again in our Desert Modern style. It's a 3,000 square foot home with 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, a 2-car garage, and a starting sale price of $478,000. And lastly, our largest home is the Maverick, shown here in our Desert Spanish style, with a 3,202 square foot floor plan, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, a standard 3-car garage, and a starting sale price of $503,000. And of course, all of our homes utilize sustainable features such as low E windows, Energy Star appliances, and low-flow fixtures to reduce energy costs and conserve water in this area. And now I'll be passing it on to Evan with our construction management strategies.
Thank you, Danielle. As we know, with any construction project, risk will follow. As mentioned previously, on our site we have existing soil conditions of clay, bentonite clay, which is often referred to as blue clay in the region. At first, we began with running a mass excavation analysis, and we discovered that that would take up 16% of our total project cost had we gone with this option. Then we explored the ideas of floating slabs and helical piles, and then upon further research, we discovered that would negatively affect the sale price of our homes by 30%. Therefore, we've concluded to develop open space over top of where this existing clay resides. We've added contingency items to our site work, as well as contingency allowance to our individual home construction in the event we run upon any other clay issues. Now, labor shortages are an issue throughout much of the nation, and that happens to be the case in St. George. To adjust for this, we've added 30% to our standard efficiency rate. We've also decided to panelize and prefabricate on site, and we're going to run 2 roofing crews. We're also choosing to run 6-day work weeks in our first phase. We're assuming with this consistent work and overtime options, this will help us retain our labor. Phasing. In the first phase, we'll develop our community center and half of our green space. We'll also tie into utilities and infrastructure. With utilities and infrastructure being close to our site already, this will help us keep our infrastructure costs to a minimum. In phase 2, that'll be running along I-15. Therefore, anybody coming in and out of St. George will get a good look at our development and any potential buyers that would like to see those homes along the interstate. Phase 3 will close out our open space, and phase 4 will complete our development. Now I'll pass it on to Kyle for sales and marketing.
Thank you, Evan. Through our marketing platform, we aim for a national reach. With our external marketing agency, Bloom, we believe that is possible. They will handle our social media, our website, and any other marketing needs, and assist in our target demographic and reaching our target demographic. Our 5-person sales team will earn a 2% commission on each home sold, on top of a base salary to promote financial stability for our employees during low sale quarters and reduce employee turnover. With our internal costs and external agency, we will accrue $2.5 million in expenses, right where we want to be at 2% of our total project cost. During low sales seasons from November to March, we plan to run promotional campaigns to stimulate home sales. As long as we're in control of the HOA, we will establish a $100 a month fee, which we believe to be affordable, and we'll keep this stable throughout our time through the rental income of our RV lots. At Terra Valley, we have local partnerships to help our community members with their basic needs and everyday tasks. We believe this is a unique opportunity to further improve the value of our community to potential home buyers. I'll hand it off to Andrea with financials.
Thank you. Any project will have risk. We've already covered the construction risks prior. So moving forward, we look at the risks that are associated with time duration for this project of 5 years. One of which could be a change in the shift of market demand from our buyers, as well as an economic downward occurrence that could occur. With those risk analysis, we decided to do 5 different cash flow scenarios. The base scenario, which gives us an IRR of 20.5%. This is assuming that we capture a 6% new home market in the St. George area, which gives us 24 houses per quarter, and assuming a even distribution of home spot. The conservative scenario covers a just lower quarter per house market, which is 19 houses per quarter, giving us an IRR of 14%. The next 2 scenarios cover if that change in buyer demand has a shift of a higher home market demand or a lower home market demand, giving us an IRR of 21.4% or an IRR of 19% respectively. Now our last scenario is the developer scenario, which looks at a worst case scenario. This is still yielding a IRR of 3% in all these scenarios in case the $2 million contingency plan for that bed night play. Looking at our quarterly report, we will break even at the 14th quarter and produce profit after that. To make this project possible and to accrue a sales revenue of $148 million, giving you, the investor, $21 million profit, we are asking today for $24.9 million of initial investment over the next 12 months. We at Spartan Builders are excited to join you in this endeavor at the top growing metropolitan area. Thank you so much. We'd love to have some clarifying questions at this time.
That was very good. Written proposal was very good as well. It's easy to read. Thank you. After 40 schools, it's always nice to be able to read something as clean as yours was. Question, you've got this RV park or RV piece down in the lower left-hand corner. You talk in here about $100 a month HOA fees. Does that get somebody an RV spot, or is there additional fees on top of that for parking there?
There are additional fees for that parking. So the parking lot itself was designed not to have as many spots as there are lots, so it's first come, first serve at that pace. I believe there's between 100 and 150 lots, depending on the size of your RV. Obviously, if you have a larger one, you're going to require multiple an additional fee on top of that, which is why the HOA fees are meant to remain stable at $100 a month for everyone, as those residents who are renting out that RV spot are adding the additional income.
Okay. I'm a little confused on absorption. How many sales per month do you guys project?
We have a 24 home per quarter takedown rate in our market that we're selling and constructing.
So your 24 is what your number's gonna be, or what the market's driving?
So the market is driving, so the 24 homes per quarter is what we've seen being developed in other areas based on an 8 home per month takedown rate in other developments in the area. So we developed our 24 home per quarter based on individual construction and sale bases of the other developers in the area.
Okay, all right. Other than that, I thought you guys did a great job on the product. I like how you took into account the 25-foot setback of the front garage. Thought that was a good job. I like how you allowed some kind of outdoor living space to the back. So all in all, I thought it was a good job.
Yes, I agree also. This is very well written, very clearly thought out, so excellent work. A couple things, though. One quick question for me. I guess it's my obvious question if I was wanting to invest my money in this deal is, you're making money on, what, 360 or so 10,000 square foot lots, delivering 1,500 to 2,500 square foot homes, right? Well, why wouldn't you do 600 or 650, 6,000 square foot lots?
So based on the 5-year project constraint, we can only build about 390 homes maximum on that development in 5 years. So it would increase our risk moving out farther, expending more money and bringing in more crews, trying to get that done. We didn't feel that it was worth the risk to take that on.
But you'd probably be able to hit a price point that was $70,000, $80,000 below, because your land costs would be fixed, your amenity would be pretty much fixed, and, you know, is anyone paying you for a 10 or 12,000 square foot lot when they're buying a 1,700 square foot house, when they can fit it on a 6,000 square foot lot? Do you think that the market there is going to pay, probably pay something more, but is it going to pay significantly more? I mean, I understand your logic I'm not necessarily saying that logic's wrong. I'm just asking the question, see what you guys thought about it more.
Yeah, so kind of going back into the West Coast buyers in our target demographic, we found in our research that they're selling their homes and extracting the equity out of them and putting it back into the homes in St. George. So if we give them an option to take and put more money into the property and more money into the home, it's a more sound investment for them as well as a higher profit home for ourselves.
It's interesting. I like that you addressed the HOA fee and at least acknowledged that it's something that's important to consider, and you had a strategy for keeping it that low. I think it's a little bit optimistic, but it's nice that you guys considered it and then thought it out. So that's pretty much all I got.
Great job on the written proposal. That was easy to read. Like these guys said, it was just great. Love the facts. Question on the floodplain and floodway. What were some of your other strategies that you talked about in dealing with that other than just giving a concession? Because it sounds like that's where you landed.
So mainly the 2 reasons why we chose to do that is because we chose not to build on the clay. So we lost some area in there, and we decided that we could make up a large portion of that with 20 lots in that floodplain area. And when calculating what it would cost, what Utah State requires as minimum flood insurance, that upgrade for those lots ended up being roughly the $15,000 over the course of a 30-year mortgage. So we feel that allowing that home buyer that equal dollar amount throughout the court or for upgrades for their home at the start of it would incentivize those buyers to buy that lot, even though it has that higher risk with it.
Got it. Was there a base flood elevation established for those lots, or where you could basically raise the house out? Was that an option that you guys talked about?
Raising grade was an option, and is actually even an option we considered when talking about the clay. However, we saw that option was much more expensive than just offering this $15,000 upgrade monetary value.
Got it. Great job.
I agree with what everyone said. Really good job. I thought the written proposal was nicely done, and your presentation here today is great as well. As I was looking through the book, just trying to kind of see if I could find any errors in the numbers. One of the things that I was looking at is in your overall, per house estimates, it says that the profit and overhead margin, it gives some percentages, but the percentages are actually off, and they're high. And so I was curious, what profit and overhead margin on a per house basis are you shooting for? And yeah, that's kind of my question, is what on a per house basis margin are you looking for profit and overhead?
So when we did the home estimates individually, we originally had 17% that we were striving to achieve for each home. Apparently the Excel sheet didn't quite do what I needed it to, but everything there was calculated correctly back through it, and then I just must have summed the category incorrectly.
Yeah, no worries. I think probably it's a markup versus margin kind of issue. Because yeah, like your IV plan shows 14%, but really when you calculate it, it's closer to 12 and up through the different plans. And so that would be something that I would just caution you on, is that can make a big swing in the overall profitability of the project, thinking you're getting 17, but you're really getting 15. Overall, awesome job. I also like the RV parking idea. I thought that was great, and I thought the plat design was well done. Good thought process on how to deal with the clay issues and stuff like that.
Very high quality work. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, that causes us to ask more scrutinous questions to get to your level. Walk me through the one lot size decision that you guys made. Why wouldn't you have multiple different?
So essentially the idea is that we don't want to limit the choice of house that the buyer has. By allowing our lots to be a little bit larger than what you might typically find on there, we give our buyers all 18 options that they can have between the six floor plans and the 3 elevations. If we start to have lot sizes that shrink that ability to do that, we feel that our buyers are going to be a little bit more cautious on where they are. They're going to be more picky where they're at. By allowing all of the lots to have any home that they want on them, if a buyer falls in love with a specific location or a specific home, they're not restricted by this home only fits in this area, or you can only have this elevation in this area. So by doing that, by mixing all of that together, and thinking about all that right away, we give as many options as we possibly can across the entire board to all of our buyers.
So with that, how do you combat the larger, nicer homes having the worst yards because they're on the same size lots?
Sure. So like we said, all of our homes and all of our lots, with the larger homes, we do offer premium lots, which are the bigger lots. If you want to put a larger home on one of these lots, that's an option as well. It gives more room. There's more room with the setback requirement, more room in the backyard for a pool. We have the idea that if you're already adding an additional pool to your home as well, you might desire that larger lot, so we just wanted to have those options available.
Okay. And I saw that you did factor in the garage setback from the design criteria. I did notice, though, that you did not take into account the front porch requirements. Was there a reason why that you adhered to the one but not the other main criteria in the design?
We did offer a sidewalk that leads up to the front of our homes, where the concrete expands in there. Some of our home facade styles with columns do encompass a front porch area, and with the setbacks as well, it creates that additional wider area that could be considered a front porch in all of our homes.
Thanks. Very well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Good job, guys.